Welcome to the Menowave Lounge, hot flashes and cool conversations with Marti Daly and Robin Duke. Join us and our team of health professionals, holistic practitioners, and coaches as we talk openly about the ups, downs, and everything in between when it comes to navigating the Menowave of menopause.
Welcome, everyone, to the Menowave Lounge, hot flashes and cool conversations. I'm Robin Duke, and this is Marti Daly. We are very happy to have Mara Weiner with us today. Welcome, Mara.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. This is fantastic.
Mara Weiner holds a master's in social work and is a certified personal trainer. Raised in New York, she currently resides in Massachusetts with her family. Mara's lifelong passion has been to empower individuals to achieve their utmost potential through a blend of gratitude, mindset cultivation, and prioritizing top-notch nutrition. She believes one can transform from merely existing to experiencing the most fulfilling and vibrant life possible. We are so excited to have you today. Tell us, such an interesting story. Like, how did you get started? Like, how did you come to find yourself helping women at this stage of life feel better?
Well, everything is a journey, right? So we get somewhere. It takes some time to find where you're going to end up. And I'm sure I'm not even done yet. But I was young and I was excited to be a social worker and to help people. And then life goes on a different path and things happen. I was 30 years old, babies, and exhausted and depressed, and found the power of supplements. I realized my body wasn't being fueled properly. I was exhausted all the time. So I started learning more about that. And then as time goes on, I hit my 50s and I'm talking with everyone. And everyone I know is struggling with hot flashes, with irritability, with bloating. It's what we talk about.
Yes.
So I just did my research, found some things that have really been very helpful and positive for a lot of people. And I love sharing it with everyone.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. I'm so excited that we're going to be able to have this conversation today because it's so important how we look at the whole picture of our life and what we put into it and how we balance it out. And today, the topic is no magic pill. Right, Marty?
There's no magic.
Yeah, or the magic pill or no magic pill, or as we're going to find out from talking with Mara, is maybe something close to a magic pill, depending on what you're going through. And I know that we see so many times in the menopause support group, someone saying, well, what can I take for this? Or what can I take for hot flashes? What can I take for anxiety? What can I take for libido? What can I take for my skin, my hair, you name it? And I think a lot of us sit around and are like, well, gosh, wouldn't that be great if there was just the one thing? And each of us that come together, we have our different backgrounds, but as we're going to find out from Mara, who knows more than we do about it, is it's not just one pat answer for any of us. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. We're all different bodies with different needs. And so one thing is not going to work for everyone.
That's right. So we always like to start off with a mental moment. And today we're going to talk a little bit about self-care and what we're doing for our self-care. Marty, would you like to start off?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much that we go through as it is, as our bodies are changing, our emotions are changing, and then there's stuff that's going on that we can't control, whether it's in our families, in our communities, globally, you name it. So the three of us got together, we're all found out we're doing some self-care stuff right now just to help kind of just give ourselves a break from the daily onslaught of negativity. And when that happens, when we are constantly bombarded with negative thoughts, I mean, not only are we not feeling good physically, but there's all kinds of emotions run the gamut anyway. And then adding on all kinds of stuff on top of it, we start to contract and we start to get smaller and make our world smaller and smaller and smaller. And we feel uncertain and we feel out of control. And so when we get that way, I call it being like ungrounded and uncentered. It's really easy to knock us over. I did this experiment with my husband the other day and he didn't quite even understand it, but because he didn't understand the meaning of how it actually felt to be grounded. So I just had him to stand up and I pushed him right over. He wasn't even paying attention. I was just talking to him and pushed him over because he had a lot, mind was elsewhere. But I had him take a moment and really, connect ground himself. There's an exercise that I take my clients, I took him through, and he was much more solid. It was harder for me to push him over. That was a physical thing. However, it's very important to remember that that happens for us all the time. And there are things that we can do to get that grounded, solid energy back into our core so we're more capable. We feel more powerful and able to deal with what we need to do. For me, for example, we took a last minute trip in the mountains of Colorado at this beautiful hot springs resort. It's our favorite place to get away. We both can work from there. So that's what we did. It's nice to have a change of scenery. It's nice to get out of the day-to-day grind of energy. Again, I'd mentioned before that when we do things, we're creating a connection. So if you're feeling bad, sad, angry, what have you, and you're doing your same routine, just doing your same routine is going to trigger those old feelings, and it's a circle. But if you get out of that, like I'm doing at the hot springs, doesn't make any change anything. However, I'm bringing a different energy, a different mindset, or a different vibration, or just even a different perspective to the stuff that's going on in my life. How about you, Mara? What do you do?
First of all, I love how you taught your husband something new. I think that's amazing. I may go upstairs and push my husband over and see how he does. But you know what, for me, gosh, when everything gets so heavy and overwhelming and negative, I, number one, get off social media. That's my first thing to take care of myself. After that, it is changing my scenery, going for a walk, getting some good air in my lungs, deep breathing, just getting present and taking some time to just slow down and be quiet. Really, I find that helps me a lot. Robin?
Well, these are all really, really good topics just because we are going through the changing from fall into starting to get our winter weather. We've just had the time change. And so we have a lot more darkness. It's getting darker early. For me, I like waking up to the light, the natural light. But when it's dark outside, my body just like, oh, it's not time to get up. So part of my self-care during this time is getting a little bit of that extra rest. We get an extra hour of sleep, which is nice, but just getting out every day and walking and getting the sunlight on my face. Even if it's cloudy, you're still getting vitamin D, you're still getting sun through, it's filtered, but you're still getting in. And just for me, taking advantage of the beautiful fall colors. I'm just taking drives, taking walks, just admiring the beautiful fall leaves. And I, to me, this is just such a really cool time of the year. It makes me want to make homemade soups and cook some homemade bread and get ready for the winter time. My body is telling me it's time to get ready for the winter time. And in the winter time, I take care of myself differently than I would in the summertime. In the wintertime, the types of foods that I'm eating, getting more rest. Sometimes I get into a good book because I'm kind of hunkering down, hibernating a little bit. But I also want to be really careful about what I'm putting into my body because I don't want to hibernate and come back. I want to hibernate and feed my body good, healthy foods like acorn squashes, root soups. I love soups. It's just warm when it's cold and chilly outside. And I just want to say the last thing is I heard this really interesting fact. When you wear a scarf around your neck to keep the back of your neck and the front of your neck, keeping your neck area warm, that actually helps keep you from getting colds. Because when your neck is cold, that turns on your body to go, oh, I have to make more. It's to keep me warm. And I know that keeps me healthy. However, if I have a hot flash, then I have to take all of that off. I've always, in my car, I carry like lots of different types of clothes because in the morning I'm cold and in the middle of the day I'm hot. And in the evening time, I want an extra jacket or a sweater. I love this time of the year because it's sweater weather. Sweater weather, you get to pull out all your favorite sweaters and shawls and hats and everything like that. So, Yeah, those are things that I did to go with the turning of the seasons.
Love that. I didn't know that about the scarves.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just realized that if you keep your neck warmer, you won't get as sick. You don't get those viruses that come at you. Okay, well, let's move on because we have some really great topics to talk about. And so, Barney, I think you had a really good question that you wanted to start off with.
Absolutely. Getting back to people wanting to know what can I take? They like to know about supplements. And we see all over the group, everybody's talking about their different favorite supplements. And Mara, since this is your area of expertise, first thing I want to ask is like, what should we look for? What should we be looking for anyway when we are seeking out what supplements to take?
That's the best question because most people don't know. And what's really important is that supplements are not regulated. There is no ruling over it. There's no FDA saying this is okay and this is not okay. The manufacturers can do whatever they want and they can market it however they want. So you really need to do your research. You really need to know what you're buying and what you're putting in your body because it's a guessing game. So the first thing I tell people when looking for supplements is check that it is CMPG. What does that stand for? That stands for Good Manufacturing Practice Regulation. Oh, I never even heard of that before, right? It is the closest thing a supplement company can get to an FDA approval. It's saying to the government, the powers that be, whoever oversees things, to say, come in, look at our facility, look at our ingredients, look at how we're processing it, check out our integrity, see that we are putting in here what we say we're putting in here. So having this CGMP stamp of approval is amazing because the company is saying, we're good. We are honest. We have faith that you're going to come in, you're going to see, you're going to believe us, you're going to trust us. We are doing what we say we're doing. So important when you're buying supplements because we're putting this into our body. We only want to put good into our body. You don't want to be putting in fillers and plastic and all these other things they throw in that no one knows about. The other super important thing to be aware of is look to see, people are so concerned, is it organic? Or what does the FDA say? Better than the FDA and better than organic is the EWG. Those are the guidelines that the Europeans use for their ingredients. They are so much stricter than what we have in the US. So the FDA may approve it. It may say organic, but it hasn't gone as far as what the EWG, and they're still letting other ingredients and other toxins into it. So EWG is the strongest evaluation to prove of what you're putting in there and saying that it's safe for you and your body. So those two are super important, I believe.
Would they be on the label itself? Like if you're at the store and you're perusing your supplements, will it say
It's
EWG?
somewhere.
Yeah.
It should say it's somewhere. I haven't even looked to see if it's on my products. I know it's
Okay.
on what I use.
Okay.
Maybe on the website, probably.
Got it.
I know it's on the website. I looked to know that it's CMPG. I know
Mhm.
that it's EWG, so I'm good.
Yeah.
If I look closer, I should check on my labels. I haven't checked my labels personally.
But it could be found on a manufacturer's website, and
Absolutely.
they should be wanting to
I know
promote that.
it's on the website.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, Modere, how long have they been in business and what are they about?
So Modere is fantastic. I aligned myself with Modere after doing all my research. So I wanted a company that was full of integrity, that had clean products, all natural products. And so Modere has actually been around for 30 years. We launched 30 years ago as a non-toxic household supply. So
Wow.
we were green before green was really as big a thing as it is right now. So we started off with hand soap, laundry detergent, dish soap, cleaning solutions. We still have all that, but then things evolved and we came out with a body composition system to help people lose fat and build lean muscle, which is fantastic. About 10 years ago, we were the first, we're the OG, we're the bandwagon that everyone else jumped on for collagen. Everyone talks about collagen. If you notice the last 2 or 3 years, it's everywhere.
Okay.
We had it 10 years ago.
Tell us a little bit more about collagen and some of the myths that people might have about collagen, and what is it that your product really does provide and why?
Awesome. That is a great question because so many people take collagen and they don't even know why they're taking collagen. They just say, I scoop it into my coffee every day. Um, Collagen is the largest protein in our body. It's what lubricates our joint. It what fights our inflammation. It also hydrates our skin and our hair. So at the age of 25, we're all born with lots of collagen. That's why babies are so plump and cute. And then at the age of 25, we slowly start to lose 1% a year. And that's how we age. That's why all of a sudden you're in your 40s and all of a sudden your joints are bothering you, or you're noticing some wrinkles are starting. It's because you're losing your collagen, you're losing the hydration. By the time we're 50, we have very little collagen left in our body, if any. So we need to replenish it. Not all collagen is the same. So super important. It's so important because not to get all nerdy on you and sciencey, but just this is a super important point is that collagen is a very thick, heavy molecule. It's not absorbable.
Mm.
If you talk to most estheticians, they will say, oh, I don't recommend collagen. Your skin doesn't absorb it. What's the point? And they're right. It's not absorbable. My company came out with a process, it's patented, that shrinks the molecule.
Oh,
And we have blind third-party studies that are published online proving the efficacy. So we know that it works. Most collagens do not have that, they don't have that patented process that we have. And they certainly don't have the studies. You need to ask, are there any studies? And are they third party? Are they published? Because I'll have someone say, oh, my company, our collagen has studies. And I'll ask more. And they did a study with 10 people. And it was 10 people from the company. So super important to ask that. The other really thing to be aware of is the types of collagen. Most people take what I call beauty collagen. Beauty collagen, if you look on the label of what you're taking, is type 1 or 3. It's the most common. It is bovine and marine. They are only for your hair, your skin, and your nails.
oh,
Why?
this will be interesting.
It's really interesting because I don't know why people want to spend so much money on that. For me, I'd rather spend it. Ours is on inflammation and joint support. I want to feel great. I'm going to spend my money on making sure I can run up the stairs, or one day I can pick up grandkids or play pickleball. If I'm not feeling well, if I can't move my hands and I can't run, well, self care it's depressing, right? If we're all about self care, we need to take care of our bodies.
Mhm.
So, collagen type 2 from the chicken, sternal cartilage, is for inflammation, joint support. And when it's in your body recognizes it because it mirrors the human being's collagen.
Wow.
So it synthesizes into types 1 and 3.
And so to be clear then, not only is it helping with your joints and your inflammation, but then it's also giving you the benefits that you get from type 1 and 3 on the hair and skin. And
Absolutely. And our studies show that,
nice.
which is
That's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Can I share one more point? Because I get very excited about this. Yeah. No, this is where I nerd out a little bit. I love information. When you're taking the collagen, be aware when it says bovine, you are taking, I call it a hot dog. It's from the hair of the cow, the hoofs of the cow. It's all the pieces that they take and they stick together. They genetically modify into a part, right?
Oh, that just sounds terrible. And we're putting that in our body. Oh,
And people don't even ask or know. So the one that I use and recommend is an actual molecule that we extract
Mm.
from the sternal cartilage of the chicken. It doesn't even go near a blood source, and it's a byproduct. We're not the reason why any chickens are killed. So it is one molecule that's taken from the sternal cartilage of the chicken, and it's a byproduct. So we're not harming anything or any chickens, and our body recognizes it. So it accepts it and it works with it. It's fantastic. And it's in that one molecule. When you're taking the bovine or the marine, you're getting collagen. And now it'll say on the label collagen with hyaluronic acid. They're taking two different products and they're pushing them together and they're creating one. Ours is one molecule with collagen, with hyaluronic acid, and with chondroitin sulfite.
Wow.
Not genetically modified, just extracted, and then we take it in liquid form.
Now I'm jumping ahead because at the end, we're going to give you the opportunity to share how to find this collagen. But does your company offer multiple different kinds, or is it just one kind of collagen that we would like the name of it that we would like look for?
We have one collagen HA matrix that's in all of our collagen products.
Oh, okay.
We have multiple products because of flavoring, because
Oh,
collagen by itself doesn't taste great.
okay.
So we came out with one version with fruit in it with anti-inflammatory properties. Another version has berries with antioxidants. We have a version with elderberry and zinc to help boost your immune system. One with stevia for people who just want, straight collagen HA matrix. So I tell people, because it's super important to me that you're getting what you need and you're not playing a guessing game and it's not trial and error, I tell people reach out to me and let me hear what you're looking for and make recommendations. So I prefer to do it that way than have someone go to a website, buy something and say, oh, this doesn't work. I'd rather walk you through the process, teach you how to use it, and make sure you get the results that you're looking for.
Well, I like that personal self-care because then I'm talking to an expert that's going to ask me the right questions to help me get the best product. And I'm going to be checking this product out because I was one of those, and I'm sad to say, was using the collagen beauty with the bovine in it. And now I'm throwing that away and I'm going to go get some of this because it's important for my joints. And especially when we're coming into the colder weather, I don't know about you, but the older I get, the more my joints hurt, like in the morning until they get warmed up and that sort of thing. So I'm definitely going to get myself back onto a good, healthy collagen. That's awesome. When we're talking about women that are having really bad hot flashes, you said that there's a healthy line that you have without hormones and helping with heavy periods or hot flashes or other menopause symptoms. Can you tell us a little bit about those products?
Absolutely. So we launched a product line that is plant derived, hormone free, and it's intuitive nutrition. So what it's doing is it's feeding your body and your hormones what it needs to work properly and to feel its best. So when your body's being fueled with what it's lacking and what it needs, things work better.
No.
So there's no soy isoflavins, and has that estro OS. Have you heard of that? Estro OS complex?
I
It's a combination.
actually have, yes.
Yes, it's in a lot of products that have been very successful and very helpful.
Yeah, it's a plant-based. Yes, I've heard of it.
Yes. So it has that in it. What it does is because your body's getting what it needs, it's working better. So it helps with flashes. It helps relieve irritability, some bloating. We have two versions. We have the one version for people who have no menstrual cycle and they're dealing with menopause symptoms. Because did you know that menopause symptoms can last for 12 years?
If you're not taking care of yourself, yes.
Yeah. Which is so sad to say. But I guess I'm always grateful also that we get to this point and we get to experience. But if we can do it and feel good, why not? But
Mhm.
we also have a version for women who have a menstrual cycle, and it's intuitive nutrition, and it's fantastic because the way it's created with 28 different capsules in like one of those push things. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and it's actually working with your body where your body is in your cycle. So it's helping with your blood flow. It's helping with your irritability, your cramps, um, all those fantastic symptoms we get every month. And people are having great success with it. So I love it. I've been using it, and I was talking with Marty earlier. We're talking about our menopause symptoms. And I have to say, I'm one of the very lucky ones because I've never even had a hot flash. And I am attributing it to this. And of course, everybody is different and everybody needs something different. But I believe when everyone's sitting around, like whipping off all their clothing because they're sweating and their face is turning bright red, I'm just thinking to myself, I know I told you there's a better option.
Yeah. Well, that comes back around to adding these wonderful supplements, whatever you choose that is the most important right now. So if you're having hot flashes, definitely get on board with some of these products, but start adding them one at a time into your healthy lifestyle that we're always working on lifestyle so that you can start seeing these really great results. I'm excited. I'm going to jump in and start using the collagen and go from there. But we're talking about healthy lifestyle as a part of using supplements and looking at your whole picture because there's no one magic pill. But as we piece together the whole picture of what our lifestyle and our life looks like, how can we balance all our ups and downs, the menopause symptoms or stress, anxiety, the busyness of life? How can we bring those more into a balance and an alignment so that we're not having extreme menopausal symptoms, that we are starting to get them better under control. And the other side of using these wonderful supplements is what are we doing on the other side with our life? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we staying hydrated? Are we cutting out sugars and putting in healthy greens and vegetables and clean proteins and things like that? These supplements and healthy lifestyles work together to form a really good foundation for us to have a healthy life. What do you
It's so
think?
important. It's so important because honestly, as you just said, we need to hydrate ourselves. We need to have proper sleep to feel our best. If we are not taking care of our bodies, if we're achy, if we're bloated, if we're irritable, if we are just, not able to walk up and down the stairs with ease, well, what happens to your mindset? Your mindset starts to spiral. You get sad, you get depressed, you don't want to get out of bed. But when you get out of bed and you exercise and you move and you get fresh air, you feel so much better. So it all works together. We need our healthy body working so that we can, stop and go for walks and breathe in the fresh air. And we can make healthy food choices and eliminate sugars from our diet is so important. Sugars are so bad for us. You have to practice it all. That's not a magic pill. If you just do the one, if you just take the pill, but you're not eating healthy and you're not sleeping, what's the point?
Right.
It doesn't work.
You're so right on that because I was actually an example of that a few years ago. I had some back injury and I could barely walk. And I was in so much pain. I could barely walk across the room. I certainly couldn't do my housework. I didn't have the mobility that I felt like I should have had at 45 years old. And that started messing with my own mindset. And, I'm in the business. My profession is to help people feel better and have a healthy mindset and all of that. But when your body doesn't work the way you want it to, or you expect it to, and you look ahead at your whole life of this, well, this is it for me. It's very bleak. I was fortunate enough to be able to get the help that I needed to heal that and get out of it. It included supplementation. It included exercise. It included hormone balancing that I did on my own. It included definitely eliminating sugar and all that stuff. And thankfully it did. My back is fine now. I can get back out that I like to do. And my emotional state definitely changed. So I don't have anything other to add other than to emphasize on to Mara that absolutely it all goes in together. And just one pill, I think it's some people in my situation might think that, well, maybe just the right pain pill will help. And that's not it. Or maybe it's just the right exercise. Well, that helps some, but it was a whole all encompassing combination of care to help me get my mobility back.
Mhm.
The pieces of the puzzle.
Yes. And I think that when you work with like Mara or Marty or I, these are things that we help you to, step back and take a 360 view of what your life is, to actually do kind of like a life audit so that you can kind of see where there's areas that need a nice supplement or a wonderful product, or maybe a lifestyle change where maybe you need to be hydrating more or getting more exercise, or it could even be checking in with your doctor and having him prescribe something for you. Everybody has a different magic pill that they get to create for themselves. So that to me is the marvel of the journey that we're on, is that, you're not alone. And Marty says this often, you're not alone out there. There's all of us are trying to put our own, puzzle pieces together, so that we can live a nice, healthy, balanced life. And every day we get a chance to do that. Right.
Absolutely. And the human body is amazing. It works when you treat it properly.
Hmm.
You know, you give it what it needs, it works.
Exactly. Are there other products that you'd like to talk to us about today?
Gosh, we have a great line of products. I would say the other super important one, especially with women our age, is we have something called a trebiotic. It's a pre, pro, and postbiotic all in one.
So what's it called again?
It's a trebiotic, TR.
Trey.
It's all
Yeah.
three. It's a pre,
Okay.
a pro, and a post all in one product. And what's great is that it's encapsulated. So they're little B that have an encapsulation around it. So most probiotics, you take it and it goes down the system with all the acid. It never gets to where it needs to go. Then you take your probiotic and then it gets eaten up. And then you need it to get to your microbiome and your gut, and it's half destroyed already. This, because it's encapsulated, it gets past all of the acid and it gets into your microbiome and it does the work it needs to do. And it's fantastic. So it's what helps us once our gut is doing better, we can absorb all these nutrients and we absorb the intuitive nutrition supplement, which is amazing for women. So, everyone's learning more and more about the importance of our gut health. And this one product, I know I've had great success with. I can share my experience with you. It might be considered TMI, but I think a lot of women have issues with their digestion and their um, ease of movement. And this has been fantastic for me. So I love it. I'm a big believer in this product because it is all three in one. I don't know another product out there that is a pre, pro, and post biotic.
Yeah.
I think you're going to start seeing a lot more. We came out with collagen 10 years before everyone else. We have the postbiotic now. And I think in a couple of years, you're going to start hearing postbiotic a lot more.
That's the first time that I've heard about the post.
You're going to start hearing about it.
We heard it here first with
Heard
Mara.
it here first. I'm confident because when we launched our collagen, the formulator said, "We're launching collagen." And we were all like, "What is, why do we need it?" And she said, "I promise you down the road, you're going to be hearing collagen all the time." It took 8 years and everyone jumped on the collagen bandwagon. And so we had the same conversation. She said, "Postbiotic." And we were like, "What?" And she said, "Mark my words, you will see it." And I believe her.
So how do we get some? How do we get in touch with you?
Email me, message me, Facebook message me. My email is Mara Weiner 1, MARAWEINER 1 at gmail.com. I can give you a website to go to. I would so much rather you reach out to me so that I could guide you. Plus, I have coupons. So I would teach you, I want you to use the coupon and save money, as well as I want to make sure you're buying the right products. I don't want you just to go onto a website and then not get the results you're looking for. So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. If you're that person, there are people who say, "Nope, I want to read about it and figure it out myself." If you are that person, then just reach out to me so I can share with you my link with a coupon.
Okay.
And I could support you that way and check in with you to make sure that you're getting what you need. If you choose not to, share your health goals with me, but you're my customer, if you have an issue or a concern, I'm going to take care of it. You're not going to have to wait on hold with customer service for hours or be out any money. You call me and I will take care of you and make sure that it's easy as can be.
Is
Well,
there a site for if someone wanted to go out and just kind of read up about, maybe they're not quite ready to reach out to you yet, but they want to kind of see like what else does Modera have or what else
Yes, I'll give you
what is
that
it?
link to share
Okay.
because I don't know if you're familiar. We are not an MLM like most people think. We work with affiliate links. So I have my own personal link.
Okay.
So I'd like to share my link with you so that you become my customer. Because even if you don't want to talk with me about your health goals, at least I can service you if you need anything ever.
Got it.
that's awesome. I love this conversation because we're always looking for healthy products and healthy ways to put better information, education in front of you. Hopefully, this is reaching somebody that needs to hear it. It's important what we put into our body and on our body and how we balance our lifestyle. And the education is a big part of it. And so I'm so glad that you were able to come on with us and share some of these. I'm going to get that collagen. I really love that. And the probiotics, your gut is, I think they said, but your gut is the queen of your body. Your heart
It's your
is the king,
second
but your gut
brain.
is the
It's
queen.
your second brain. It's connected through the vagus nerve.
Yeah,
Whatever's happening in your gut is affecting your brain and vice versa.
absolutely. So it's really important that we pay attention to what's going on in our gut and what we're putting into our body that's going out our gut and keeping it healthy. When you keep your gut healthy, that is the biggest thing for fighting off colds and viruses and sicknesses. And especially since we're going into the cold and flu season, it's really good to pay attention to what's going on in your gut because it will really help keep you healthy during the winter time. So
Yes, it's
there you
amazing.
go.
It
That's
really
your
is
tip for
amazing.
today.
You ladies are wonderful. I just love that you're doing this. You're empowering so many women, which is fantastic.
Well, we couldn't do it without the help of you and our other care providers who have so much information and they have so much knowledge and just cool stuff that like I've so many changes that I've made and I am so excited to be able to share what I'm talking to people out about of, oh, well, you know what? Here's something you can look at. I mean, I think I'm so appreciative of you, all of you coming on to share with me and Robin your expertise and we all learned something new.
It's exciting, really exciting what we're doing in a way. I think it's amazing.
It is. It is. And we're growing every day so fast and bringing on so many women that need to hear our message and the things that we're sharing. So that's awesome. So as we're wrapping up, let's go around the table and share what we're grateful for and any last thoughts that we have about our healthy lifestyles and everything that Mara has said and Modera products, and let us know what you think. Marty, you want to go first?
We started the show talking about self-care and we're going to end talking more about self-care and we need to get back into gratitude. We need to do what we can to, like I said earlier, to center ourselves, to ground ourselves, to create a space where we can just breathe with all the stuff going on around us. What I want to say on gratitude is a lot of people are like, oh, great. I have this bill that I can't pay. I guess I should be grateful that I got the bill, or I should be grateful for this. That's kind of almost a sarcastic or kind of a, oh, great. I should be grateful that I had love, even though he ran off on me or what have you. That's not what we mean by gratitude. It's not about always trying to make lemonade out of lemons. It is about a feeling. It is about an emotional connection to something else. And so when you're in the thick of the yuck, don't try to make something great about the yuck. Take a moment, close your eyes and connect in with something that really made you happy, really brought you joy. For me, and this is just my own as I think back to when my baby girl was 3 months old and I was still working with the corporate. So I was home on maternity leave and it was a dark, blizzardy afternoon. And it was just her and me in her room with the lullabies playing. And I held her to my chest while she was sleeping. And it was the most pure. I mean, this moment still brings tears to my eyes, but it's important that it does because I'm still feeling it and I am emotionally connecting. And for me, it brings tears, but that is a pure gratitude moment. And we have an infinite number of them. And so I would encourage when we're doing our gratitude, it's incredibly important because it changes our state of emotional being. But think of something that you enjoy, makes you happy, even when you're in it, like my dog over here, how beautiful she is and how much I love her. Close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and feel it. Let yourself feel a wave of emotion. You got to have that connection to emotion for your gratitude work to be the most powerful. And that's what I really want to get across today on. How about you, Mara?
I love that. That's such a different perspective than mine on gratitude.
Yeah.
I love the emotion that you're talking about. For me, with gratitude, it's a rewiring of my brain and changing my mindset and my perspective and realizing I'm grateful I live in a society where I'm free to talk about these topics. Not every society has that. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful to have, women at my fingertips to talk to and learn from and grow from every day. So I love to, I think I grew up going towards the negative very easily. And it took a lot of work to rewire that. And so I love just looking at a situation when people are angry and miserable and saying, oh no, but look at it this way. It's not that bad. It will work out. And this is why. And I love the mindset shift.
Right. And it is, I was noticing when you were even sharing, what you're grateful for, I could feel that emotion coming out of you, the smile that lit up your face. And you could feel that too. I know because it was coming from you. And that's and that's important. Yes, you to reframe and all of that. Yes, absolutely important. And allow yourself to feel that connection, just like you just did. Beautifully done. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is so awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And Marty, such a really powerful message. I think it reminds us that the connection between our heart and our emotions and the things that we think about, that we put into, that we fill ourselves up with, to remember to fill ourselves up with the love and the compassion. And at these moments, to really deeply believe them, connect them to our heart and our soul and our minds. And then the mindset also, Mara, I love that we have the ability to reset our mindset. And even with as much negativity that may be going on around us in the vibration of the world, we still have a choice on how we choose to look at it and digest it or not digest it, or how we can refocus to look at it. We can also choose to encompass ourselves with support, love, and encouragement. I know that for me, when I need to reconnect, I put myself around my family, my daughters, my grandkids, and it just brings back that circle of friends that I know love me, accept me, and allow me to be in their circle, giving back that love and compassion. And that community connection is really important because that community means that you're not alone. You're not alone. And part of the message that the menopause support group is for women to feel that they're not alone going through so many things in their life, the pain of menopause, the loneliness of family or family moving out, or just our own self-negative talk that we get entwined with. We can step out of that and have a safe place that we can come to open up, to share, to care, to get fed from our community. And that's one of the things that I love about being a part of this group is that there are so many women to support you and encourage you and to be there for you in so many different ways. So we are truly blessed, aren't we, ladies?
We are. We are indeed. Yes.
We are. So that's our moment of gratitude.
Wonderful, wonderful episode. Mara, thank you so much for joining us. We learned so much. Robin, thank you so much for contributing. And thank you to everyone who's listening and watching this show and supporting it. Drop us a comment, reach out to us if there's something you'd like to hear about or a topic that you want us to investigate with our care providers or discuss amongst ourselves. Just drop us a note in the comments.
Yes. So
Thank you.
Until next time.
until next time.
Bye. Thank you for joining us in the Menowave Lounge. If you'd like to connect with Marti, Robin, our guests, or any of our expert Menowave care providers for personalized advice and support, head on over to our website at menowave.org and fill out an assessment that will match you with a provider who knows just how to help. Remember, you don't have to face menopause alone. Our team is here to provide the guidance and care you deserve. So, take that step towards reclaiming your well-being and connect with a Menowave care provider today. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Menowave Lounge, Hot Flashes and Cool Conversations.